Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Not the right way to start the NFL season for our New York Giants and our New York Jets. We'll begin here at the Meadowlands, where Gang Green kicked off against the only true New York football team, the Buffalo Bills, yesterday. Everything was just peachy until the fourth quarter. The Jets suffered a devastating Week 1 loss Sunday as they fell 17-16 at home against the Bills, despite leading 16-0 until 3:48 remained in the third quarter. We go inside the locker room for more.
Talk about, how good we had all the picks and all this other stuff. Which all happened at the end of it. So, don't let the first game define us. We're not letting that define us. We're going to hold each other accountable before the coaches have to. Listen to the coaches. Bite your tongue on the plays where not bite your tongue. Take the burn of seeing if this person would have done that, that play would have been stopped. And get it fixed. And that's it.
Look, it sucks. Everybody wants to do their part and carry their own part in helping the team win, and a close game like that, yeah, it's bad, but for me, it's just about keep working on those little minor details that I have to.
Not the right way to start the Adam Gase era. Sunday's disaster against the Bills marked the 19th time in franchise history the Jets have blown a lead of at least 15 points and lost. All things considered, it's probably their worst blown lead loss since 2014 at the Green Bay Packers. Last year against Tennessee, the Jets led 16-0 until 57 seconds remained in the second quarter. On Sunday, they had that 16-0 lead until late in the third quarter. This is why it ain't over till it's over, folks. Got to admit, I was wrong about the Jets in Week 1. I expected them to pull this one out, and I also expected more from Big Blue on Sunday in Dallas. And on that one, too, I couldn't have been further from the truth. Second-year star Saquon Barkley ran 59 yards on his first carry of the season, setting up Eli Manning's touchdown pass for a 7-0 lead. But the Giants simply couldn't keep up with a Dallas offense eager to see what could happen at full strength. Final score, Dallas 35, New York 17. Daniel Jones saw garbage time in the loss, but the QB story of the day belonged to Dallas's Dak Prescott and his perfect rating. Dak torched the G-Men D for 4 touchdowns. Prescott completed 25 of 32 passes without an interception, finding 7 different receivers, while 2 of them had 100-yard days. The Jets draw Cleveland next Monday night on Monday Night Football, while the Giants host their home opener this Sunday against Buffalo. On a side note, the Browns drew 18 penalties and lost Week 1 43-13. Any given Sunday, my friends, any given Sunday. Unless, of course, you are New England, where winning is all they do. On Saturday morning, after all seemed good in Raider Nation with Antonio Brown, he posted a cool, albeit bizarre video where he recorded a phone conversation with head coach John Gruden. Hours later, he would be released, only to sign a 1-year deal with the Patriots. The rich get richer. The Pats didn't need AB on Sunday Night Football. Tom Brady and the Machine dismantled Pittsburgh 33-3. 3 scores for Brady in the dub. Not bad on a night when they raised the championship banner. So if New England is the football equivalent of heaven, there's a good chance that Miami might be the pigskin version of hell, which is kind of fitting, Bob, because, Miami is very hot this time of year. Losing 59-10 at any level of football leaves a mark. In Miami, it's sparking a mutiny. Per a league source with knowledge of the situation, multiple Dolphins players contacted their agents after Sunday's season-opening blowout loss and directed them to attempt to engineer trades elsewhere. The players believe that the coaching staff, despite claiming that they intend to try and win, aren't serious about competing and winning, and by all appearances have bought into the notion that the Dolphins will take their lumps now in the hopes of laying the foundation via high draft picks for building a successful team later. This is called tanking. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. What a U.S. Open. We had a big upset Saturday and an expected win on Sunday. Yesterday, Rafael Nadal was not going to be denied. Nadal continued his dominance in the U.S. Open on Sunday, winning the final. Nadal has been unstoppable the entire event. The 33-year-old Spaniard came into the final on a 10-match winning streak. He only dropped, 1 set during that whole U.S. Open before winning it all. That was expected, but Serena Williams' loss on Saturday, not so much. The stunning victory Bianca Andreescu scored against Serena at this year's U.S. Open is one the 19-year-old has been visualizing for years. She said this morning on Good Morning America that she not only pictured herself holding the trophy, but she also wrote herself a winner's check from the U.S. Open as far back as 2015 in preparation for the moment that played out at the women's final on Saturday at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Flushing Meadows. Congrats to the U.S. Open winners. Thanks for some great tennis here in New York. On to baseball, the New York Yankees put a hurting on the Boston Red Sox on Sunday Night Baseball. Gleyber Torres, Mike Tauchman, Aaron Judge hit home runs as the Pinstripers broke the franchise record for homers in a season Sunday night in a 10-5 win over their rivals. The 2018 Yankees belted more home runs than any other team in Major League history, setting a record with 267 long balls. That mark stood for fewer than 12 months, exactly what Judge had predicted in the early days of spring training when the star slugger chuckled and said, "We're going to crush that." Yanks now stand at 268. The victory came at a cost as Tauchman felt tightness in his left calf while fielding Brock Holt's fifth-inning single 1/2 inning after Tauchman hooked his 13th homer around Pesky's pole in right field. One of the great surprises of this next man up Yankees season, Tauchman left the game almost immediately and will return to New York for evaluation. Cameron Maybin filled in. Here's a perfect opportunity for Giancarlo Stanton to come back now. He's been taking some swings. Ace Luis Severino has also looked good in his rehab and is expected back shortly. The Yanks win in Boston Sunday night may have also cost Dave Dombrowski his job. ESPN's Jeff Passan reports that the Red Sox have fired their president of baseball operations. The loss was perhaps the last straw that broke the camel's back, as they say, in a disappointing season after winning a title last year. The Red Sox are now 76-67, 8 games out of the second wild card in the American League. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Phillies overcame an early deficit and outlasted the New York Mets 10-7 Sunday to further tighten the NL wildcard race. The Amazons host Arizona tonight while the Yanks wrap their series in Boston. In the MLS, NYCFC is putting together a memorable season right here in the Bronx. They will host Toronto Wednesday night on 9/11. This Sunday, the Red Bulls also return to action. They are in Seattle. In Formula One, Ferrari's Charles Leclerc won the Italian Grand Prix Sunday back-to-back for him. And in the UFC, Khabib is now 28-0 following his win over Dustin Poirier Saturday. Rear naked chokehold in the third round accomplished that feat. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a note on Sunday's openers for the Giants and the Jets. I'm not even going to throw any more fire on the Jets. Like, that was bad. Like, really, really, really bad, Bob. Like, I'm sorry I was there for that one, Bob. As for the Giants, blame Eli all you want. He was pretty good. The defense, on the other hand, was god-awful. I would expect the Giants to bounce back, but who knows after that one. Same deal for the Jets. I could easily see them losing to Cleveland next week on Monday Night Football. The Vegas odds makers aren't high on the Giants either. Big Blue opened as a 2.5-point underdog to the visiting Buffalo Bills in Sunday's Week 2 home opener at MetLife Stadium per the BetOnline Sportsbook. When do pitchers and catchers report? Again, I don't know. Could be a long season for our New York football teams, but hey, the Bills are 1-0. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.